this morning at 10:50, the call that we never want to receive in our dispatch was received that there was shots fired and subjects down in front of the courthouse. Officers responded, obviously. I was on scene relatively soon after that, and I just would like to describe what I saw. In context, I have been doing this job for well over 30 years. I have been involved in major case investigations to include active shooters, and I have seen crime scenes that were managed well, and I've seen them where they were not managed very well at all. What I observed this morning made me extremely proud of not just the New Bern Police Department, but the teamwork of the public safety teams that have come together. That included the departments that you mentioned, the Craven County Sheriff's Office and the Highway Patrol, but I'd like to add at least 3 more. I turned around, I saw my partners in the fire department standing shoulder to shoulder, ready to assist when needed. EMS was also there providing life-saving measures to save lives, and also the district attorney was out there. Obviously, that was in his backyard, and also provided us with some helpful feedback. What I can tell you is that the victims were provided by the officers that first arrived, and then medical trained staff. Unfortunately, one of the victims, and both of the victims are from Bayboro. They are brothers. The older of the 2 brothers succumbed to his injuries, and his name is Jordan McDaniels, and his younger brother, who's 21 years of age, Jaheem McDaniels, is fighting for his life now. I do not know his conditions. Last I heard that he is in Greenville at this time. We were able to identify who the suspect was, based in part the witnesses that were on scene, but also with the help of our investigative staff that were able to identify the suspect as a 19-year-old Vanceboro subject by the name of Dakota Wright. Dakota Wright was taken into custody within several hours after this and was charged with the following: 1 open count of murder, 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, and 1 count of attempted murder. I will say this: I think it's important for the citizens of New Bern to understand this. This was not a random act of violence. We have seen in our country, and to your earlier point, Mayor, that violence is almost commonplace with active shooters. This was not that case. We believe that the motives behind this shooting, although we don't have that now, had something to do with the victims and the shooter. They knew each other, and we're hopeful to have that. I will say this with full confidence that New Bern is a safe place to live, work, and visit. Violent crime downtown is an oddity, and this is an outlier. The men and women that wear this uniform, the men and women that wear the Sheriff's Department uniform, the men and women that serve the city in any capacity, whether it's public safety or otherwise, are here to serve the citizens. And when the citizens suffer and they perceive crime and the fear of crime, our job is to bring calm to chaos. And what we saw this morning were officers that had tenure of less than a year, and those that were just about to retire, all working in concert with one another to secure a crime scene, to render aid, and to track a suspect. In the meantime, trying to mitigate traffic and pedestrian traffic, and trying to calm the nerves of our community. I will say from the lessons learned how important it is to be able to provide information as quickly as possible. A lot of moving parts were happening this morning, trying best possible to provide with city leadership as much information as we could, and the importance of providing the media with information is very critical. It is something that every chief of police understands. but that has to be balanced against the needs of the criminal investigation. And we hope that we were able to balance those needs out best possible. And I'm happy to answer any questions if you have.
Board?
Well, Chief, I'd like to say thank you for the rapid response that you guys all come together to take care of this as a meeting. I want to say I applaud you guys for that